start with our keynote presentation, and for that I would like to invite Priyanka Pawar, who is the procurement head with Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages. To give you a background, Priyanka has diverse portfolio in sourcing experience both regionally as well as globally. Her background includes FMCG, IT software, engineering, alcohol beverages, food retail, wellness, hospitality, construction industry. She is an IIFT topper batch of 2009, certified supply chain and green belt professional. Can we welcome her with big round of applause, please?
So before we really go over there, a few weeks back I was just reading one of the article, and it's from 𝗥𝗏 group, and the article says that fully world class as well as fully digital procurement solutions, they provide 30% cost savings as compared or versus the manual processes in any other organization. And I think that really speaks about the kind of potential that digital procurement has. And we all know how the digital revolution has really touched everybody. It has really transformed everything that we encounter, be it from the phones to watches to heat systems or even the favorite books that we read, right? And with that, procurement is not different, and that's where a huge focus across and amongst the procurement fraternity has it in digital procurement, including the CFOs as well as the CEOs. If I request your attention towards the very first chart, and this is a kind of study wherein there's a group of procurement leaders across the diverse industries, and they have really rated or voted for the kind of priorities that they have as they work. The first two definitely is about the cost savings, the productivity that all of us, we have the target, as well as the kind of supplier relation management that we have to make, to ensure that we get supplier-led innovation. We're doing a lot of strategic partnership with our suppliers. They are engaged. We are the first customers for our suppliers for any innovation or the disruption that they are doing in the market, and as well the kind of strategic sourcing, specifically the kind of disruptions that we have seen specifically after the COVID really hit us in the last 2 years, where the commodities was pretty high, a lot of kind of supply chain disruptions, so and so forth. So they definitely take the cake, takes a cakewalk, but digital transformation, as you see the numbers, it's not so behind. If I really look at the numbers of 2019, which is at the 17%, the momentum was pretty high for the digital transformation among the companies. But with the COVID, it has really come down with the obvious reason, because the sales were dropping, the margins were getting squeezed. Every organization, they were having the pressure of saving the cost. But now the momentum is coming back, and it's really gaining a lot of traction, as we see in the chart. I request your attention to another chart, and I see this more like, and I want you to see it more like a helicopter view, which really comprises of digital procurement transformation roadmap. When we double click and really go inside the bigger circle, wherein we have broad procurement processes, for example, any sourcing requirement or the procurement requirement that really comes to us. It starts with the business requirements. We go to the market to see how the market is, do some benchmarking, look at the supplier, the supply and demand situation, etc. It goes to identification of the supplier, so and so forth. So I'm not really going detail on it because everyone is an expert of it out here, but I'm just bucketing, these broad processes into top 5 key pillars. And these key pillars are digital solution that's really transforming and putting a base, enabling the procurement transformation in a very digital way. To give you some of the, examples, in most of the organization, we do catalog-based sourcing. There's also electronic RFX management, which is definitely the part of the very first key pillar, the e-sourcing solutions, and the various kind of tools that we will see throughout the day today. Going on to within the purchasing solutions, again to share a few of the examples wherein the big or the large organizations have really taken a leap in terms of the P2P, the procure-to-pay digitalization, smart contracts, routing all the contracts. There is no manual work, right? It's all happening in a very digital way through and by the help of contract management solutions, wherein we have a lot of choices and offerings, as well as the intention to make our processes more agile, efficient, to make our resources, not to do technical stuff and do more of the strategic. What we need to have is more of the touchless PR2PO, which really comprise into those solutions. Supply relation definitely is very, very important. For the entire procurement fraternity, and within the solutions, there are a lot of scorecards in a very scientific way. There is collaborative portals that we see within this bucket. Going to spend solutions wherein, if I talk about predictive analytics, and a lot of organizations are using in various departments, not only procurement, but in commercial, in HR, to really draw those insights, based on some trending or based on what's going to happen or what are the various scenarios around that. For example, if I talk about my industry, where it really helps is in terms of really triggering those spends based on the seasonality. My business, the industry I belong to, it's highly, highly seasonal. Last but not the least is about the business intelligence solutions. Again, we have a lot of, niche technologies into this space, which is really disrupting the way that we look at the reviews, the reports, the kind of various dashboards. They're absolutely user-friendly, and as well as the, they are very, very real-time and really helps towards the, based on the data, right decision makings. I'm not really going deeper in terms of the various drivers, but I think as I'm talking around the digital procurement, which means when we get more of the powers, we get more of the responsibilities as well. So digital procurement also has some of the pitfalls. The top one, if I really share, is about the high maintenance in terms of more involvement or the micromanagement into it, because it's a software, it's in our hand, so we need to really use it and deploy it wisely. The second I would say is about supplier onboarding, because what if our supplier is not digital savvy? So that's definitely brings another problem. Last but not the least is about the various integration issues, and I think as per my understanding and experience is largely wherein there's a poor planning around doing those integrations or lack of understanding. Moving on, and I'm just trying to be on time. So this is more a snapshot in terms of where the current state, where today we see the digital procurement, which is as a state, and where we, really see this going in future 2, 3, 5 years down the line, or by 2025, to be more precise. This is definitely based on quite a research and some data behind it. The first one, if I say, we anyway touched upon in the previous slide, wherein we saw that yes, the cost savings, the supplier relations, the strategic sourcing are definitely the important one, but digital transformation is not behind. It's really, really coming up specifically post the COVID kind of thing, wherein almost every organization, they very well know that they need to have digital savvy, they need to have digital operations because the disruptions can keep coming, right? So we need to be future ready, and how we can do that is by investing into right tools, technology, and that's where procurement digitalization really comes in the picture. Another thing which has really, I would say, they were quite a drivers in terms of the cost, in terms of traceability, etc. But what is really coming now as well, which is really fueling the growth behind the digital transformation, I would say, is the risk management. How do we mitigate the kind of risk that we have in the way that we buy anything, be the direct, be the indirect, be the services, any commodity, so on and so forth, as well as tagged with the compliance. If I talk about P2P transformation, a lot of organizations have already spearheading that. There is quite a maturity, but as well as a small and the medium organization in that space that are also really, catching up the pace with the larger organization, and they want to really, they want to invest. They are thinking, they're really putting digital transformation into their digital roadmap. To come into the competition, get onto that market share, and be profitable, be growing. The last, I would say, it's one of very close to my heart as well, and I think it carries a lot of weight, because if I talk about the current scenario, I think what is very important for us that we keep doing, but it's important as we do the transformation, or as we put that strategy, the digital strategy for within our procurement, it's important to do those external benchmark. It's important to understand and learn from the similar implementation, which is very, very important. It's also important to really look at quite tools, even if it doesn't need some bit of investment or the capex, but say process reengineering, by way of value stream mapping, by way of continuous improvement. And I think all of this is within our hand, right? So that's very, very important. And on this journey, I definitely want to say that the third-party contribution or the involvement is definitely important, because they come with that skill set, they come with that know-how that really helps towards as we transform. In the future state, the first one I will continue in terms of, it's the basic, right? Any transformation in any business, in any vertical that we do, what we need is the technology, the tools, money, then the resources, the skill resources, as well as the kind of processes. So that is not going to go away. It will continue to be, and it will continue to be the important 3 pillars for the transformation. As I was sharing in the current state that around the small and the medium organization, what I really see, and what's happening and gonna continue to happen is these small and medium enterprises, they will put a lot of investment into digital transformation, into digital procurement, those tools and implementation. And as far as the large organizations are there, they will continue not to invest more, but they will continue with the kind of investment that they have done, so they will retain that year on year. In terms of technologies, the source to pay, S2P, the kind of various analytics around the data, so we have informed, decision making. The RPA, robotic process automation, artificial intelligence. I think this is everything. A lot of organizations are really doing that in their mini scope, and there is a lot of potential to really do it a big way, because it definitely comes with a lot of benefits along with that. Blockchain. This is again, and I want to share that example with you, because when I was working with Honeywell, I myself did one proof of concept around the blockchain technology. It's way back in 2018, just to really see what this technology can really bring to the table. And I recall in 2008 or 2009, right? when this technology really come, and there was so much of expectation that this gonna really disrupt the market. It has not really, and I think it's a big thing to really debate as we see during the day. But I feel the kind of entry barriers that this technology has, in my view, is the lack of the right resources, as well as the kind of unidentified or unexplored opportunities. And once we do that, this technology definitely has a lot of benefits. Last but not the least, the kind of future state, again, I'm relating to my industry and a lot of manufacturing industries and the various others where it's so important to track those carbon, CO2 emission for ourselves, our plants, our suppliers. It's very, very important that we really collate so that we are sustainable, we are responsible organization as we operate into society. Along with that, it's important, and what I see, a lot of work is happening around the waste collection kind of tracker, what really comes under the CSR, the CSR kind of activities. So that's all I was having today to share my thoughts with you. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you.